Welcome back to another Metacritic prediction video where we're going to look at some of the games releasing in the month of May and trying to guess how good or bad the review is going to be. If you guys have never heard of Metacritic before, it's a website that takes all the reviews from the media outlets and gives it an average score, and that's what we're going to try and guess today. As always, you guys can play along by checking the description of this video, grabbing the list of all the games I'll be talking about today, going into the comments, and then guessing your score for yourself. We're also going to look at all my predictions from the month of April and checking to see how good or bad I did there too. I'll be honest with you guys, May's not looking that great. I saw 2 or 3 big hitters that we could talk about, and then I really struggled to find more games to talk about, but that's fine. We're going to look at them, and we're going to try and guess. So, let's get into the games of May. So, you know how I just said that May is not looking that great? Well, we're starting with this. Endless Ocean Luminous. I know it's a sequel to a beloved series that only had 2 games on the Wii over 10 years ago. Guys, this looks absolutely terrible. I don't know what to say. It's an underwater simulation adventure game. It looks rough. It doesn't look great in my opinion. I haven't seen anything that's got me excited about it. And I'm sure someone in the comments is going to defend this game, and that's up to you. But look, for me, this just doesn't talk to me. I'm not excited about it. It comes out in a couple days. I'm just going to guess a 60. I don't know, it does not look great at all. Next up, we got a sequel to Prison Architect, a game that I've never played, but I know a lot of people really like. It has an average score of 83 for the first game on Metacritic, so this seems like a very big, popular game, which is a series of games where you are in control and managing a prison, and you're gonna build it up and everything. It looks pretty cool. I really like the style of it. The change here is that they're now going into a 3D style graphics and obviously updating everything. The last game had an 83, and I think that this one's gonna do fairly close to the same, so I'm just gonna guess a nice clean 80 on this one. I'm really hoping for the best. I might check this one out because like I said, I've never played the first one, but really like everything I've heard and seen of this sequel so far. The next game on our list is Homeworld 3, and this game has been shown so many damn times. I don't remember the last Game Awards, Gamescom, Summer Game Fest, or event that I've watched that I did not see a trailer for this damn game. It has been delayed so many times, and they've been hyping this up so much. I swear to God, go back and watch the last 4 years. Every Game Award, Gamescom, some name an event, Homeworld 3 had a trailer, and sometimes they showed off the same game 3 times in one night. It is insane how much they've been marketing this game and really hyping it up. It's a space RTS, the third in the series, obviously, with Homeworld 1 and 2 getting insanely high reviews at the time of when they came out. So I don't know how to feel about this. It's been delayed so many times. This game was supposed to come out 2 years ago, and it's been delayed and delayed and delayed, but we're finally getting it May 13th. And I was supposed to come out 2 months ago, and it got delayed a week before. So it's either awesome, good news that they're delaying it because they keep working on trying to make it better, or it's bad they keep delaying it because it's not living up to the hype. I'm gonna try and stay positive on this one. I'm gonna say that the reason they keep delaying it is to just clean it up and make it even better. So I'm going to aim high like the first 2 games, and I'm going to go for an 88 on this one. The first game got over 90 or 93 or something like that, and the second game is close to an 85. So I'm hoping this one is just up there with the rest. I'm not the biggest RTS guy, but this game has been shown so many times, I feel like I have to try this game now for the amount of time they've promoted it to me. But we'll see how it goes when it actually releases in a couple weeks from now. The next game is probably the one that people are most excited for this month, and that's Senua Saga's Hellblade 2. This game has been anticipated for a very long time, being a major big release for Xbox, and it's finally coming out. They showed this off a long time ago, and we just kind of was seeing a lot of amazing trailers, but with never any release dates. I absolutely love the first game, and I'm very excited for the sequel here. However, there have been a couple of announcements that they made about the game that makes me a little bit concerned on the review side of things. The game is not going to be running at the highest frames per second with the quality, which doesn't affect me. It's not going to bother me, but I know for review scores, it is something they take into consideration if it's a 30 frames per second game and all of that. The other thing too is that they have said that this game is about the same length as the first game, which the first one was under 5 hours. So if that's the case, we are expecting a shorter game than expected in my opinion. So both of those 2 things together, mixed with outside of that, I mean, everything else looks incredible. It looks gorgeous. If the combat's the same and everything, I'm just a little concerned that people have this very high expectations from the game, and that the reviews are just gonna not be as high due to the fact of the game being a bit shorter and the performance of it all. So I really struggled with what I want to take a guess here, because I still want to aim high, but if I aim too high and it gets those lower scores because of the things I said, I'm not going to get what I want. So I'm going to try and play it kind of safe here, and I'm going to go with an 83. I think that it's still going to be a great game. I think a lot of people are absolutely going to love it, but I do see that a couple of the reviews are going to be a bit lower than expected because of the length of the game and the performance of it all. So I'm going to stick to an 83. I really hope that it's way higher. I cannot wait. This is one of my most anticipated for this month, for sure. The next game on our list is a sequel to World of Goo, World of Goo 2. I don't know anything about this outside of the fact that it's a sequel to the first game that I've never played. Their website is absolutely hilarious because I looked it up before making this video just to find out more information, and they don't explain anything about the game. They just talk about throwing away your consoles and buying a console that has this game on it. I don't know anything, but the first game got a 90, so screw it. 90 for this one as well. And the last game we're going to be talking about is a bit of a weird one because it's a remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. So I don't really know if we're actually going to get a Metacritic score for this one since it's just a remake of the original. But if it does, this is considered one of the greatest RPGs of all time, and this remake just looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, here's a really fun, interesting story for you. I am a huge fan of Paper Mario and just Mario RPG. I have played every Paper Mario game, every Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi on the DS and Game Boy. I played all of them except this one. This is the only one I've actually never played. And the amount of times I've tried to go out of my way to buy a GameCube or find one just specifically to buy this game, and it costs hundreds of dollars to get a copy of this game. I always was not able to pick it up, but now we're finally getting a remake, and I can finally play the one RPG from the one Mario RPG that I've never had the chance to play. I cannot wait for this game. This is my most anticipated of the month. I know it's a remake, so again, don't really expect high reviews, but screw it. I am saying this game's gonna get a 95. I think that this is gonna be one of the highest reviewed games of the year, higher than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and everything else. It is just apparently one of the greatest RPGs of all time. Cannot wait to play this one. So here are my final predictions for the month, starting off with Endless Ocean, Luminous with a 60, Prison Architect 2 with an 80, Homeworld 3 with an 88, Hellblade 2 with an 83, World of Goo with a very high 90, and Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door with a reasonable rate of a 95. I'd love to know yours, so make sure to comment down below your predictions for every single one of these games. And if there are other games in the month of May that I didn't talk about that you want to talk about, tell me in the comments as well. And lastly, let's look at my predictions from the month of April and see how well I did. So this is everything I guessed last month, starting with Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I guessed an 81. The final score was a 79, so I wasn't too far off there. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that score. Tales of Kenzera Zao, I guessed a 78, and it ended with a 77. I was so close. Another one that I feel pretty happy about my guess there. Another Crab's Treasure, I guessed a 75. It ended with a 79, which is fantastic. Even better than what I expected. So that's awesome for that game. I still haven't played. I'm very excited to check that game out. Then we had Sandland, I guess a 77, but it unfortunately ended with a 72. It's a little bit lower than I expected, but that's still pretty good for a game, and that's another one that I haven't had the chance to try yet, but I'll probably try and check it out in the future. And the last one is Stellar Blade with an 87. That was my guess, and it ended with an 82. So still a really good score, just not up as high as I expected. I am leaning more towards an 82 even with my own personal review than I would an 87, so I totally understand the average score there too. Not too bad for a month. I would say I was only off by a couple of scores on each and every single one of them. I'll have to go back and check out your predictions from last month in the comments and see how close you guys were. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, make sure to subscribe, comment down below, and give this video a thumbs up because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.